Okay, so question here, how do I achieve hatched fills or different type of fills with polygon feature layers? So you can see here I have a feature layer loaded into my map viewer. What I'm going to do now is go into styles. Going to go style options. So by default, all the counties in Ireland that you can see on my screen here, they're loaded in with a kind of navy blue solid fill. But if I click on this little pencil icon here, brings me over to current symbol. I can go basic polygon, basic shapes, and in here I have different options. So I have hatched fill. Now, unfortunately about this, it's only these options. There's no options currently on spacing, okay, between the two. So if you do want like a custom spacing between your lines, between your hatches, it's not currently possible to do. What is possible is to choose from one of these options, which by default, if I click done now, it'll bring me back and it'll say, oh, the color now is gray, but I can change that to navy like I had before. I can change it to red. And you'll notice here that the polygon outline, so the solid stroke is to go with the polygon outline. So if I zoom in here, and this solid stroke then, if I change this to navy blue and change this one to red, that then changes the hatches, I should say, on this. Yeah. So 3 different strokes that you're going to need to do. You can also change the transparency on each one. Okay, so maybe, you know, if you choose one of the hatchings, it's a little bit in your face and you want to kind of reduce that. Transparency is a good way to do that. Alternatively as well, if I click on this, they have within ArcGIS Online landscape fills. You know, if you're mapping areas that have trees or areas of dense vegetation, you can do that here. They have pencil fills. Which look like this, kind of Lord of the Rings-esque mapping, but it is there if you ever need to make use of it. And they also have polygon fills then, which is you can do bright colors. And these are quite nice as well, because if you have a blend of different ones, you can of course reduce the transparency on this, make it really transparent, and then have a mix of hatching fills as well. Also worth bearing in mind as well, if I go in, add a field, I'm going to add province. So it gives me the provinces of Ireland. And I go into style options, so areas that are symbolized based on different values within your data. What you can do here is click open types, unique symbols here. And if I left click on Leinster here, I can say, okay, well this one is actually going to be this type of hatched fill. And I'm going to leave it as gray. And then Munster, I'm going to apply a different hatch fill, say this one, click done, and maybe I want to make that red. Yeah, so the outline is red, the stroke is blue, or again, I can come in here and change it. You know, if I want this to be green, I can click done. And so on and so forth. If I want Connacht, you know what, I'm happy with Connacht just being a green. I can change the transparency. And then finally Ulster, I want to give it maybe a mad one, like one of these landscape ones. We'll click this one, or this one. And you can start to see how it might be good to build up hatch fills, but that's essentially how you do it. Alternatively as well, what you can do is go to your content page. And like we talked about in lesson 3, when we were talking about polygon data sets, okay, so if I go in to my lesson 3 data, lesson 2, or even as far back as lesson 1, trying to find a data set that has polygons in it, that I know has polygons in it. So if you have this and you say, okay, well that's all well and good in the map viewer, but I don't really want anybody adding this to the map and then having to go into hatch fields every time they do it. So if you want to set it at source, you come into the item details page of your feature layer, go to visualization. When that pops up, I have multiple feature layers within this one, so I'm just going to choose building footprints because that's what I know has polygon. Okay, so I want a hatch fill on a polygon. I can't hatch fill a point or a line. Same rule applies. Select it in the layers tab, come over to styles, choose an attribute to map if you want, or come in here to the pencil icon, from current symbol, choose basic shapes and go hatch fill, and now I can change to hatch fill whatever I want in here. Yeah, and once I'm done with that, I can click. If I'm happy with one, I click done, I click done, I click done again, and then I come up top left to save. So that's how to achieve hatch fills within your Polygon feature layers.